Stafford for running, little short pass schemes. I could see Hawkinson. Hawkinson needs to step up in the second half. The rookie, we drafted him 8. He's shown that he can play in the league. He's shown that he can make plays. Well, guess what? In the second half of the season, we need that consistently. Because if we're not going to have a run game, we're going to have to lead on our tight ends and our playmakers. And that's what we need to do. Matthew Stafford needs to carry us. And if he doesn't, then it's another lost season.
Do you think Stafford gets moved on from in the offseason?
It depends how it ends. If the second half of the season falls apart and we just totally explode like we did last year, if that happens, then we probably should start talking about it. But if Stafford plays like he's been playing all season and he carries us as far as he can carry us, I mean, he's going to stick around. We're not even going to consider moving on from him because he's one of the best in the game.
So, I mean, I agree with that. Yeah, he's playing out of his mind right now. But that's the thing. Say if he can't get past that boogeyman that he has had trouble with in the past, with Aaron Rodgers coming into Detroit and winning. Say if they win in Detroit. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but Stafford's had it so much. Do you think they move on not because of Stafford's failure, because of the talent at QB this year?
The only way I can see us moving on from Stafford this year, if we don't make the playoffs, and
if it's below 500, is that what you're supposed to say?
Some team offers us the boat because Stafford is a franchise quarterback, and he could possibly take your team over the hump. I wouldn't want anything less than a couple first-round picks for him. And if some team offers us that, and we go out and get Tua or what's those other couple
Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert, you got
it's a few good quarterbacks. If the Lions want to do that and start over and they give them reins, F it. Because
how would you feel if they moved down from Stafford? I know you've watched him for his whole career there, and I just got to know how would you feel if they let him go?
I would actually be crushed because he's been loyal to our city and he's played his tail off for all the criticism he's received. He's one of the toughest players in the league. He gives us all every game since he's been a rookie. He gives 100% to our city and our team. And even though he hasn't had success, I mean, it'd be such a great story if he did carry us to the playoffs. So he carried us to a division win or a playoff win or a Super Bowl.
He'd be locked for his career there.
It would mean a ton because he's the best quarterback this franchise has ever had, one of the best players has ever had, and he's given us everything except for playoff success. So if he can do that, it'd be great. And if we were to move on from before that happens, it'd be pretty tough. It'd be at the end of an era. And, it's just like, moving, it'd be different. It's like when we were in the Army, when we changed units,
Yep.
It's just you form a brotherhood. And I mean, I don't know Matthew Stafford personally, but I feel a connection to him as a diehard fan of the Lions.
Yeah, I mean, so it's just like Vikings and Cook growing and
if we got the boat for him, fine, move on. Let's start over. But it would affect me. It would. I'd be pretty crushed about it.
JB, do you think they should move on from Stafford if they can't get over that hump to get in the playoffs again?
But is it Stafford's fault that they're not getting to the playoffs?
Say he has a good game. Yeah, say he has a really good game, like the last 3 games. He wins the last 2, and then they miss it by like a half a game to get in, and Stafford has an amazing game. The defense lights up.
So then you're changing out the wrong part. I mean, I don't think you move on from Matt Stafford if he's not the problem. Yeah. Now, if you're going to say, well,
I've seen a lot of fans scream for his head already. Right, that's why.
Right. Well, because that's the fan mentality in the NFL, that it's all about the guy behind center. They forget about the 52 other guys that suit up every week. And it's wrong. It's just wrong. I mean, if Stafford is balling out and you're losing because your defense isn't showing up, because you're looking for running backs on Indeed.com because you can't find anybody to help out your quarterback. It makes no sense. Stafford should retire a Lion. That's how I feel.
I agree.
Stafford should retire a Lion. It is not his fault. If you can't get him the
it's
pieces,
always been the story though. He's never had a running game. He's had some bad defenses, and the blame is going to come to him because he's the quarterback. And
that's right.
That's the way the business is.
Easy way out. Yeah. Julius, it's the easy way out. To blame the quarterback for your problem is the easy way out, and it's not what the problem is in Detroit. Now, if you're going to say, well, we can trade Stafford and move, get some picks for him that we can fill in our other gaps, maybe I think about it.
They're going to build that young core, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're getting rid of Stafford so you can build the young core at the other spots, I guess I can understand that. But if you're saying it's Matt Stafford's fault that we are not a playoff team, you're absolutely 100% incorrect.
This is true.
Now, what if he does end the final game with an interception? Like where he's driving down the field and he hits it in the end zone and bam, interception. Ends the game, it's like a minute and a half left. And then, what then? I'm just trying to add different devil's advocate perspectives.
It depends. If he has a great season and he ends the season like that on interception, you can't just put that one play on his and criteria. But
if you're losing 35-31 when he throws it, that means your defense didn't play its game.
Exactly. And if he takes a nosedive performance-wise last 8 games, he doesn't play the way he's played this first half of the season, his performance dips down a lot, which we've seen last season, which was a lot because they traded Golden Tate and Marvin Jones he didn't have nobody to throw to, so his performance dipped.
But Galladay was banged up too.
I think Stafford is talented. And I don't question his talent at this point. I believe he's a franchise quarterback. I will give him that title.
Well, okay then. You're saying it's going to come down to the final week or two and seeing if they can kind of get over that hump.
If it comes down to Packers Lions, and the Lions need a win to get in, I don't trust them to do it because they've broken my heart in that same situation multiple times.
See, JB, that's the thing is, I can't sit there and feel bad for him because that's the thing is, I've said this to him 1,000 times. I'm like, Julius, why do you stick with this team? It's literally like watching a woman get her face beat in and she goes back to the same guy and it's just over and over and over again. And I'm like,
a hell of a drug.
It's beyond love. I feel like the obsession is real, and I give y'all mad respect. The Lions literally have been through hell and back.
You know what Eminem said about the Lions a week ago? He said, I never knew a heart can be broken so many times and keep beating. Eminem said this. The most, you don't expect that to come from him. But that's the understanding that this franchise and its fan base has been tormented for generations.
Yeah.
And we're waiting for it to end.
So, okay, I got to ask this then. Last question that wasn't scripted. Do you think the Bobby Lane curse is real?
No, I don't believe in curses.
Are you sure? Because ever since he's been gone, the last championship,
I don't believe in curses.
And it's been how many years? And then the misuse of Calvin Johnson, Barry Sanders, it feels like a curse is just upon this franchise. Like the Browns even have optimism at this point. And it's y'all are 500 and you sound like you're 1-7, man.
I will admit to the Bobby Lane curse on my deathbed. And if the Lions are the Lions on my deathbed, I will admit that Bobby Lane cursed us when we traded him in 1958.
Look, after the information I acquired from you about what you're going to do right now, I am not comfortable listening to those type of statements come out of your mouth right now. And I don't even know you that well. So,
listen, I'm about to go to Afghanistan for
that's my point right now. I'm not comfortable listening to a guy that's going over there to do what you're doing, talking about my deathbed, da-da-da-da-da. Like, I don't even know you that well. I'm uncomfortable hearing you say those things.
I'm just letting you know that I don't believe in curses, but I will believe in it if the Lions are the Lions. On my last
it's gonna be in his will. Like
he's just gonna keep saying it.
If the Lions haven't won a Super Bowl, if they haven't won a playoff game, if they're still the Lions, when I'm 80 years old and on my deathbed, I will admit that Bobby Lane cursed us, and it's real.
Okay, so all I picture right now is Julius at like 90 years old.
Hope. Until then, the Lions, I'm a believe in them every year like a damn fool.
Well, let's put it like this. At that point, we'll be in our at least 7,000th rendition of the NFC North Table. Round Table, and at that point, JB will be 122. He will be everybody will have moved up here to a small cabin that we meet up in the UP close to me, where everybody's retired so they can be old and rickety in the same house together, being crotchety old men. And then we can discuss the curse of Bobby Lang on air. It'll be great. It'll be fun. I look forward to it.
And Viking kickers will still be missing wide left from 25 in the playoffs. It's beautiful.
Jesus.
Blair Walsh will still be a cursed name like Voldemort 50 years later.
Blair Walsh the fourth will be missing kicks wide left for the Vikings.
That son of a bitch!
All I picture is a live will from Julius at like 90 years old after he passed, and his family's sitting there. All of them are like,
okay, we're getting off the rail.
I'm going to say, I'm like, we're missing Grandpa Julius, and Julius, all he's going to say, God damn it, Bobby Lane. That's it.
That's it.
Those are going to be my last words.
Those are last words. and you know what? We'll all know you're about to croak as you say that. Be like, shit, no, Julie. Oh, yeah, there he goes. That son of a bitch. I told him I was going first. That selfish bastard.
Schmuck.
That's all right. I tell everybody I'm going to die on Super Bowl Saturday before the Vikings win it. So,
you told me you weren't going to die until they were both. So apparently you are always going to be alive because the Vikings are never winning a freaking Super Bowl.
No,
that's why you're going to be 122 because you can't die. You're going to die the Sunday before. So if they never make it to the Super Bowl, you can't ever die.
I'll die the Saturday before the Vikings win it. So everybody can make a ton of money on Super Bowl Sunday. JB died yesterday, guys. Run to your late news bookie because the Vikes are winning the Super Bowl today. Because I will never see it happen, but they will piss me off and they will do it the day after I die.
You know what? We got to get to the Vikings then.
Oh God!
And we're gonna go with the new era. Dalvin Cook is a certified stud. He is fully recouped from his injury that he had a year and a half ago.
Yep.
He is a manimal. I love watching him. I hate he's a Viking, but I love him as a player. Now, with all the wear and tear he's getting in the first 8 weeks, do you think there's going to be a little more wear and tear on the tread later in the season?
I think it's possible, but Madison is starting to be more involved in the offense.
Yes, he's been getting more carries.
And that kid he's a beast. He runs over people.
It's like a rocket shoved up his butt, man. Like every time he takes a snap, it's just instant burst. Instant.
And Pat Elflein wasted 2 of them on him last week. I said Elflein should change his last name to Holding, so it could just say Holding 65 on the back of his jersey. Because it would be perfect. I don't foresee a problem with Cook in terms of the usage. I think Zim will monitor that as we go along. He will use them as necessary. Mm-hmm. We're seeing a lot more passing lately too. If a wide receiver whines and your quarterback apologizes to him, he gets thrown to. So that's all good in Minnesota. I like the balance they've come up with. It seems like it took them a while, but they finally seem to have a good balance with how they're running the offense. Anytime Cousins rolls out to his left, my face lights up anymore because something good usually happens. If you watch,
when he rolls to his right, it's something bad. When it's left, it's good.
Yeah, screw that shit. We don't want him rolling to his right. He when he rolls to his left.
I can hear John now from Pennsylvania.
Go left! Go left! I think he must. Do you know why? Because from what I understand, Mr. Cousins grew up in a house where they like NASCAR because it's easy to follow because they always make left turns. So he likes going to his left.
How dare you pick on NASCAR, you jerk.
But seriously.
It's not a sport. It's a race car.
If Ricky Bobby can drive it, I'm not going there. No, watch Cousins when Cousins.
Oh.